Hey guys, so tonight we are making Jamaican Festivals. It's like a fried sweet bread, sweet dough, whatever you want to call it. For starters, we're going to need gluten-free all-purpose flour. That's what I use. You don't have to use gluten-free, but that's what I use. So I used 2 cups of the gluten-free all-purpose flour. You're going to use 1/2 cup of fine or stone ground corn flour, emphasis on the fine texture. If you get medium grit, it's going to be gritty. You're also going to need 2 cups of cooking oil to cook in. Now, I already had my flour and the corn flour mixed up already. We're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt. I used pink Himalayan salt, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1/2 cup of milk. Use whatever cup of milk you want. I used vanilla almond milk. You can use oat milk, coconut, whatever you want. I also use a 1/4 cup of water, and this is spring water. This is my regular mountain spring water that I use. And we're going to pour that in the almond milk mixture for when it's time to add to our dry ingredients. I also use some ground cinnamon. This is just personal preference. I sprinkle a little bit of that in the dry mixture just to give it a little extra flavor. There's no measurement for that. Just use however much you want. So we're going to get started. We're going to mix all of the dry ingredients first. So as I add something in, I'm going to whisk it around just to try to make sure everything's evenly distributed in the flour mixture. So that was the cinnamon. Next, I'm going to add in my salt. Next, we're adding in the baking powder and the brown sugar. Break it up a little bit. Make sure it's mixed in really good. I'm going to get all of the clumps out. Little clumps. Okay. Looks like it's ready for our wet ingredients. So now when you add the wet ingredients in, you want to add a little bit at a time, because what's going to happen is it's going to form a dough, thick dough that we're going to have to knead once it's all mixed in. So as I'm stirring, pour a little bit at a time. Try to get as much as the dry mix in the middle as you can. A little bit. Mix in a little bit more. See the dough ball starting to form, getting bigger clumps. So I'll try to pour that all around. All right, that's the rest of our wet mixture. So now the focus is to try to get everything all mixed up. All right, so now that it's starting to get thicker, I'm going to have to do away with the whisk and start using my hands. So we did away with the whisk. Starting to get a little too hard to mix up that way. So now we're taking our hands and we're trying to form our dough ball while still trying to get all of those dry ingredients mixed in until everything's evenly mixed. So once you're done mixing your dough, it should form a ball that looks similar to this one. It shouldn't fall apart. See that? So to form our festivals, we're just going to take a chunk out of that dough, and you want to start rolling it in between your hands to form like an elongated shape. Doesn't have to be perfect. So it looks something like this. You can thin it out a little bit more because as it's cooking, it'll start to puff up. So that looks good to me. So then we'll take it and drop it down in the oil. Your temperature for your oil should be at least medium heat. If your oven has numbers, it'll be like 350 degrees. Mine tends to get pretty hot, and it's an electric stove, so I have mine on about 2, in between 2 and 3. Right now I have it at 2 because I didn't want it to burn too much. So then you'll just keep forming your shape, elongated shape. Careful not to make it too thick, because like as I said before, it will puff up as it's cooking. I'm gonna cut that one in half. Looks good. Made that other one a little longer, but that's okay. Drop that in there. Sorry, I got the gloves on. I don't want my hands to be super sticky. Here's another one. As I said, they don't have to be perfect. So just want to show you I'll have those in there. You want to turn and flip them as they're cooking so all of the sides get cooked evenly. So you want to keep flipping them and turning them around until all of the sides are nice and golden brown like this. Can you see that? Nice and golden brown on all sides. So you can tell that one's not done yet. So this one here, as you can see, is a nice golden brown. We are going to use a wire rack lined with some paper towel for them to drain some of the oil off and also dry. You don't want to use a full flat surface like a regular metal sheet, because it'll hold the grease in. So this one here is done as well. As you can see, all sides are golden. You just sit them up there and let them dry. They taste very great when they're warm. And turn these over. These are ready to be flipped. And flip them as many times as you need until all the sides are golden. You can always go back to the other side too. So they typically take about 5 minutes in the pan each one to get golden and be cooked through the middle. So I'd say about a good 5 minutes. So I just wanted to show you the inside of one when it's done. See that? Nice little spongy on the inside, a little crispy on the outside. Perfect texture. Okay guys, so here you have it. This is a finished product. They're not perfect and they're not supposed to be. This is how they look with the light crunch on the outside. And they will be nice and soft and doughy on the inside. So these are great with dinner, brunch, whatever you want. And if you want to get a little crazy and make it like a dessert bread, you can add a sprinkle of powdered sugar. Hope you enjoy.